The other day I stumbled across an eBay listing that I just could not pass up. A late 2013 27-inch iMac, top of the line, for just $500 plus shipping. I couldn't pass it up. This is quite possibly the best value Mac I've bought to date, and today I'm going to tell you why. Before we get started, I want to thank Privacy.com for sponsoring today's video. Privacy allows you to secure your credit cards online by generating card numbers to keep your information safe and secure. Stay tuned to hear more about them at the end of the video. So when I set out to make this video, I wanted to talk about the late 2013 27-inch iMac and why it's one of my favorite iMacs ever made in terms of overall value. So I set out to find one with a budget of $600 to $800, which is roughly what these machines go for, when I found this guy for $500. And I was like, okay, yes, immediately. It's really tricky to film sick. Can you see my eyes? Look how red these are. It's ridiculous. Let's start with an unboxing. See, normally I put a box on top of the table, but this time the box is quite big, so I'm gonna use it as the table. Now, I don't know if you can see this, so I'm actually gonna lift it up a little bit, but this is a very cube-shaped box, which is a little strange because iMacs, you know, they're not cube-shaped, so I'm a little perplexed by that. So, that's fun. These things are expensive. I feel like I've seen these before, and I thought these things are like a couple dollars each. Oh, it's sitting side saddle. Weird way to pack an iMac. I don't think it comes with a mouse and keyboard. Oh, we got someone coming along for the ride here. Oh, jeez. There we go. Ta-da! I love unboxings. Okay, so this right here is a late 2013 top-of-the-line 27-inch iMac. Now, it doesn't have all of the additional added extras, but this was the top-tier model, and it does have the upgraded graphics. And that's really the reason that I bought this machine. I'm very curious to see how the GTX 780M graphics with 4 GB of VRAM hold up, especially when we consider that this machine was only $500 for this entire thing, this entire package, for $500. This is a pretty interesting proposition that we have here. So the other specs, it's got a Core i5-4670, which is a quad-core processor, and it's also got 8 GB of RAM, that's 1600 MHz DDR3, and it's got the stock 1 TB mechanical hard drive. Now that's obviously not ideal, and we're going to do some stuff about that later on, but for now, we're going to examine this machine as it is. So the first thing that I'm going to do with this thing is check on the hard drive, and you always want to do this if you're buying a Mac or any computer that comes with a mechanical hard drive that you suspect might be original. Alright, well the good news is that this hard drive is actually in really decent condition, which is a little bit surprising, because if I look down here on the Drive DX, you can see it says Apple HDD, so this is the original hard drive, and it has 30,251 hours of power on time, which is a decent amount, and yet despite that, the smart status is okay. It is 94.7% overall performance and health rating, so that's really encouraging. That means that we don't have to worry about a failing hard drive in this machine. So with that initial look into this device out of the way, let's hop back into the video. The main reason why I was so excited to buy this computer was the graphics card. This unit has the fairly uncommon and decently powerful NVIDIA GTX 780M GPU with 4 GB of VRAM, which actually means that this is pretty much the most VRAM per dollar that you could get in a Mac at this price point. That's kind of sad. The display this card powers is a really solid 2560 by 1440 27-inch panel with great viewing angles. A lot of pre-Retina displays in older Macs have aged poorly, but this is honestly a totally fine resolution on a 27-inch panel in my opinion. So considering the pretty decent specs for the $500 this device cost me, let's run through some benchmarks to find out how this unit stacks up against other Macs at this price point. In Geekbench 4, we're we're getting close to about 13,000 in the multi-core test, and over in Cinebench R20, we're scoring about 1250 CB. That places this machine in similar ground to a 2012 unibody MacBook Pro with a quad-core i7. Now, this would be roughly the same price as the iMac that I purchased here today, but where we really excel is in the graphics department. The GTX 780M crushes any Mac other than really a custom 5.1 Mac Pro at this price point. In Unigen Heaven on the Ultra preset, we're scoring 714, which outperforms every MacBook I've tested, including the current 2019 MacBook Pro with Radeon Pro 560X graphics. We also beat the Trashcan Mac Pro with the base D300 graphics, and even the top-end graphics from a 2015 5K iMac, strangely enough. All of those machines are significantly more expensive, some by up to a factor of 4. So to have that kind of graphics horsepower in a machine that costs as little as this for a Mac is really, really compelling. But what about a more real-world test? What you see over here is the footage from the unboxing segment that you've already seen, and what I'm going to do now is edit that on this machine. Now, I expect that the two biggest holdups are going to be the fact that I'm using a slow mechanical internal drive and a mechanical external drive connected over USB. And running 4K footage through that can tend to get a little bit dicey. Okay, so now I'm going to hop into it. I'm enjoying my ramen. Enjoying my editing and my ramen. This device out of the way, let's hop back into the video. Okay, so I just finished cutting together the unboxing segment. There's probably going to be a few more little things added onto it, and I haven't done any color correction yet, but just in terms of working with a 4K timeline, I am actually kind of blown away. I was really thinking that that the hard drives were going to be a problem, the CPU was going to be a problem, and I'm sure that once you start to get more demanding, like if I were to start putting in my B-roll, speeding up footage, slowing down footage, putting in layers, color correction, titles and effects and stuff like that, I'm sure it's going to start to chug, but I'm just amazed that on a 6-year-old device like this, you can even cut together a 4K timeline as easily as I just did. Alright, so let's hop back into the rest of the video. Now, at this point, what we have here is a pretty great value iMac as it is. There's plenty of horsepower for video editing and graphics power that competes even with modern Macs. But where this iMac really excels is, oddly enough, in its upgradability. To start, the RAM in these machines is absurdly easy to upgrade. The 27-inch iMac was and is the only Mac whose RAM you can upgrade without so much as a screwdriver. But the upgradability here goes far beyond just the RAM. It's a fact that I've mentioned before, but not a lot of people really know about. Most iMacs actually have socketed CPUs, which means they can be upgraded. This iMac can accept up to a Core i7-4771, which is a pretty sizable improvement over this 4-core 4-thread i5 that we have now. You may be wondering though, why would you not use a normal i7-4770 or 4770K? Now, there's a little bit of confusion surrounding the exact CPUs that are compatible. In theory, there's really nothing that's at all special about the socket this guy uses. It's just a normal socket for Haswell CPUs, so you should be able to put whatever you want that would fit within the TDP of this computer and the power supply. However, I have heard reports that using something other than the exact CPUs that Apple picked can lead to some issues. So to make things simple, and because I don't have the resources to test every single CPU option that could go in this machine, I would recommend, if you do want to upgrade, just sticking with one of the processors that Apple used in these machines from the factory. In addition to the processor, these 27-inch iMacs have space for both a 3.5-inch hard drive, which is populated by default, as well as a slot for Apple's proprietary SSDs, the exact same ones you will find in a bevy of Macs from this era, such as the Mac Pro, MacBook Air, and MacBook Pro, which can all be upgraded to a standard NVMe drive with an adapter. Check out this video that I have on it if you want to learn more about that. What we have here is actually a very upgradable machine with plenty of options for upgrades. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Next week, I'm going to be taking this iMac and turning it into an absolute screamer by upgrading the storage, RAM, and the CPU. So definitely make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you can catch that video when it comes out. Overall, this is my top pick for the best value iMac you can buy right now, as for anywhere between $500 and $850, depending on your budget and what specs you want, you can snag one of these really versatile devices. One piece of advice I would 100% give is if you do not want to upgrade, please buy one with an SSD. The lone 5400 RPM is painful and will make the machine feel a lot older and slower than it is. So definitely make sure to do yourself a favor there. For the money, it's hard to find a Mac with a better overall package and value than this iMac right here. So it is definitely my top pick. If not just for the best value iMac, but possibly, I don't know, possibly the best value Mac ever. Overall, whoa, crazy. You know what else is crazy? How it seems like almost every other week at this point we're hearing about some big data breach and, oh man, all of your financial information is in the hands of the Russians and they're out there buying big fluffy hats. Fortunately for you, today's video sponsor, Privacy.com, is here to help. Privacy.com is a free service that hides your credit card information online. Essentially what it does is create a virtual credit card number that is unique to each online shopping center you visit. Even in the event that a merchant is hacked, your real credit card info remains secure, known only to you, because of course they don't even have the correct number. All you have to do is head on over to privacy.com and create an account, and then link your real credit cards to your virtual ones. You can create as many of those as you want, and then Privacy's military-grade encryption will make sure your information is safe and secure. Honestly, with the amount of scammers and hackers that I deal with on eBay, it really kind of skeeves me out that my credit card information is on PayPal. So having someone that can kind of make sure that if someone does get a hold of that, it's not going to actually be my real information, definitely gives me some peace of mind. Head over to privacy.com/LukeMiani, which I'll have linked down in the description below, to get a free $5. And because Privacy doesn't make money off of you, they make money off of the merchants that they work with, it's absolutely free to use. So definitely make sure to go ahead and check that out. And with that, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you're looking forward to seeing what comes next with this certified budget screamer. And as usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that jazz. Follow me on Twitter @LukeMiani. Please consider joining my subreddit if you have any questions. And with that, I'll see you all in the next video.